2 weeks ago, I made a list of my top 10 most wanted operators, but I've only spoken briefly about units that I actually own and use, so I decided to make a list of my current top 10 favorite operators. Heavy emphasis on current, because I'm only considering operators that I own and have actually used, so this list will 100% change in the future. Just to throw out a couple honorable mentions for units that unfortunately didn't make the list, that would be Exusii, 4-star version of Gaviel, La Pluma, Degenbrecher, and Texas 5-star. Alright, let's get into the list. At the number 10 spot, we have Chubai. Now, she just barely landed in the top 10 spot. I really love her design, like a lot, and the skin I have on her is fantastic. But as of right now, Thorns just kind of covers everything I need out of a Lord right now, and I don't want to run 2 Lords all the time, because I want to run other units. So Chubai isn't running the squad as much as I would like her to. Her spot can always change though, as I, use her more and do other content where Thorns may not be as useful. Whether that's like IS4, Trials for the Navigator, or what might have you, right? So who knows? I know this is in direct opposition to what I initially said in like my new player video where I said I liked her more, and I mean I do design wise, but I think just because of how much I use Thorns, she can't go past them on the list. At number 9, we have Texas Alter. Now, she's only at number 9 because I really do like her design, but me using her is mainly a meta reason. Like, she's an incredibly good unit and she carries me a lot of the time. Well, not necessarily carries me, but she fulfills the role better than anyone else in her field by a long shot. I can just place her down and kill groups of units, place her down, kill stray units that are bothering my squad. Like, she's so good that I sometimes feel like worse of a player just because I can forego having to do strategy half the time just by using her and spamming her all over the place. So for that reason, she's only going to be at number 9. At number 8, we have Shu. Shu is still a newer unit for me as I got her recently, but regardless, she's still on the list for sure. Her passive and skill 3 are the main game changers for me and cause me to not really need to run 2 healers as often. Just having that constant passive healing on the ground is actually insanely good. And it honestly makes playing with units like La Pluma more fun just because of having that extra healing to make them survive easier. But because she's still a newer unit for me, I haven't really played with her long enough to kind of grow more of a connection. I don't know, it sounds kind of dumb, but I haven't used her long enough for me to want to put her higher up on the list. Alright, at number 7, we have Inez. Inez is a unit that feels like she'll just get better as I start playing more and more content, especially harder content. She does a surprising amount of damage for such a cheap cost while earning lots of DP. So I just described what Vanguards do, but she can be kind of, from what I've seen, placed down and used as a nice burst, extra burst, I really love her design too, and I'm really looking forward to her new skin that I've seen with the animated 2D art, because I think she'll be another unit that I just use further into the future. At number 6, I have Thorns. Thorns is just a goated character for me. I've had him since the start of my playthrough of the game. He was the first 6-star I got in the starter banner, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I love his playstyle. His arts damage is exactly my type of thing. I love poison type towers and tower defense games. They've always been my favorite. For example, the Glue Gunner top path in Bloons Tower Defense 6. I love that. I use it almost in every level. He perfectly fulfills the role that I want from a Lord, is having someone on the ground blocking a path, doing range damage, but actually a lot of range damage consistently and constantly. Yes, he needs to ramp it up, but when he is ramped up to having infinite skill 2, it's actually a force to be reckoned with, as long as you're not playing super hard content, I'm sure. But even so, dude, just throw him behind a Hoshiguma and that lane is not being stopped. No one's getting through. On top of that, his skin just makes me like him more because the blue effects are some of my favorite in the game. I was already kind of about his base form. I didn't really like I get it. It was a sort of yellow goo. I don't know. I didn't like it that much. The blue kind of slick design, throwing the blue blasts, I like it a lot more. It makes him feel, I don't know, it just makes him feel like a better character to use. Right at number 5, we have Golden Glow, which honestly surprised me, and I was the one making the list. I like Golden Glow way more than I initially thought, like to a surprising degree. I chose her from the 6-star selector that you could buy around the time after Texas Alter came out, I think. I don't remember exactly when. It's not too long ago, but I chose her trusting in the fact that I would get Surtur in the upcoming Raid Up banner. And I'm so glad I did, because Golden Glow made me like casters again. There wasn't really a lot of casters that I was jiving with. I wasn't like using them a lot as much, especially with Thorns and Blue Poison. I kind of had decent arts damage as well. I was getting by, you know. And Ifrit, while I like her, she just, you know, doesn't work in every stage, obviously, or work well in every stage. But Golden Glow, man, oh my god, you just pop her skill 3 and you just watch the fireworks, you know what I mean? Like, it's so nice. Such a quality of life character just to have. She can save your ass on maybe units that might be about to leak. She can burst down large groups of enemies. She can burst down super heavily armored enemies, burst down enemies with a lot of HP, or kind of like Texas, catch units that are, you know, away from everyone else that are being bothered. But unlike Texas, can catch pretty much any unit, because there are some stages where there'll be annoying units on platforms that you can't place units on, and so Golden Glow just takes care of that. She's another unit I see myself using long into the future, mainly just because of how good the kit is and how many other casters I just don't like. Like, she's the only caster in my squad. I don't use other casters unless I want Ifrit on like a long stage. I also just love her design. I'm desperately in need of her summer skin. Have you seen how she eats that watermelon? It's fucking adorable, man. When I get her summer skin, dude, it's over. She pretty much locks her position permanently on my squad. And in all honesty, she could very well go up on the list, because I actually love this unit. Alright, at number 4, we have Blue Poison. Wow, what to say about Blue Poison? Like, I don't want to say like my first unit I used after tutorials, but like I consider her my first true unit, you know what I mean? In the sense of like, after those tutorial stages, when I'm looking at the free stuff I get, I see that 5-star selector and I scrolling through the units and I see the blue hooded chick and I'm like, she stands out to me already with her design. But then when I look at her skills and I see arts damage over time, I see she's like a rapid fire sniper, and I'm like, this is hitting me in all the good places, you know what I mean? Of my tower defense brain, fast hitting towers, poison damage. I'm already liking it, right? So I knew right away, I'm like, she's joining my squad, and I never regret it. I don't regret it. I think it was the best choice I've made in this game. I would not have started this game any other way, and it feels weird when I've tried launching an alternate account just to see what it's like not having Blue Poison. It's a weird feeling. It's just weird not having her in my squad. I literally have not ran a level without her in this game unless it was for like a module or something. Every level in this game I have played has been with Blue Poison. I can't understate this enough how much I love this unit, and I wish she was a 6-star. Honestly, if she gets an alter and it works anything similarly to how she is right now, dude, sign me up, you know? But it looks like I won't even need an alter because she's getting a new skin that looks freaking gorgeous, dude. I'm buying it day one, no hesitation. At number 3, we have Typhon. For those of you who don't know, I actually did get her from like a godlike 10 pull that I did on Ray's banner. After the whole Typhon incident that I talked about, I feel at peace knowing that I actually have her, and you know, maybe the struggle I went through was what really needed to happen, you know, character development for myself. Typhon is kind of like Blue Poison for me on steroids. Now, she doesn't have the arts damage, you know, the damage over time, but she has multiple uses that perfectly suits my needs, you know? She has her skill 2, which is that set and forget that I'm really a fan of. I also do that with Blue Poison, right? Her skill 1. And then Typhon has her skill 3, which is, you know, boss killing. Ever since I've gotten her, I leveled her up, and I've pretty much been using her in every stage. I think she's great. I think her design is great. I love her. I want her skin as soon as I can. I have to actually sit down and play IS4. And overall, Typhon's just another unit I see myself using a long time into the future, despite knowing that we have units like Ella and W Alter coming out. I don't see myself taking her off the squad just because of that. She might just run alongside them, you know what I mean? But yeah, very glad to say that she's now on my account and happily putting her at the number 3 slot. Number 2, this isn't gonna surprise anybody if you've seen any of my content. It's Surtur. Like, are we surprised? She's the unit I've wanted since before I even started the game. She's actually what got me to try the game out again. You know, once again, her summer skin is perfect and it sits beautifully on my menu screen as it should. I'm very glad I took the bet of getting her on the joint operation banner, even though it wasn't guaranteed, because it now allows me to have both Surtur and Golden Glow, which, you know, is GG as a unit I didn't even know I wanted. But as much as I love Surtur, I can't run her in every stage just by nature of her, you know, her usage. But she does fill her purpose perfectly for what I need her for, killing bosses and really strong groups of enemies as like kind of a panic button. And I can't ask for more. Is she probably gonna get power crept eventually? Yeah, I mean probably. You know, that's just kind of the nature of DPS characters in gachas. But I don't care. I'm gonna use her regardless, and I'm gonna keep using her regardless because, you know, the way I operate in gacha games is just use who you want over who's the best. You have more enjoyment that way, you know? And that's why straight off of starting the game, I'm like, I'm getting Surtur. It doesn't matter. So yeah, just happy to put her at the number 2 spot. And at the number 1 spot, could it have been anybody else? We have Stainless. Yup, Stainless. Dude, what can I see? Yeah, no, fuck that. It's obviously Hoshigumo, right? If you've been around my channel whatsoever, you probably know that Hoshigumo is currently my favorite unit in the game by like a pretty long shot. This unit took the number 1 spot from Surtur as soon as I saw her in game. I started the game for Surtur, but I stayed because of Hoshigumo, you hear me? You know, when I started the game, right, I'm like looking at all the cool stuff, right, the buttons, I'm looking at the shop, I see that Surtur skin, I buy it, right? And then I'm looking at Colonel Headhunting, and it's like an event where you can choose 6 stars, and I'm like, oh, okay, let me take a gander. And I see this beautiful green-haired woman, and I'm like, oh my, who is this? Who is this? And then I think back to when I first tried the game, back around near launch, and I'm like, wait, I remember seeing this bitch. I'm like, I don't know if she's still good anymore, but dude, I don't care. I need her, man. And then I Google stuff, you know, I do some research, as one would say, and I see, bro, she's actually better than she was, if I'm not mistaken. Like with modules and stuff, she's just better, and people still use her to this day. She's not bad. Like, she's not a bad unit. She's not power crept. Dude, I was excited. I was losing my mind, you know what I mean? And so I knew I had to get her. And the moment I did, when I first started using her, I'm like, Surtur's got competition, you know? And it wasn't long before she usurped the number 1 spot. Hoshiguma is a unit I will never take out of my squad. She will be on there for as long as I play this game. Even if she gets power crept, I do not care. But I don't even think that'll happen, and if it does, it won't be for a while. Her design is peak. Her usefulness is exactly what I need it to be. The wall, the thing holding my squad together, the glue that holds it together, you know what I mean? If Hoshiguma falls, the squad falls. Not really, but you know what I mean, metaphorically. And personally, I think she deserves an altar because I said so, you know what I mean? And if I could call it something, I would probably call it like, I don't know, Hoshiguma the Heavenly Pillar, because doesn't that just sound cool? And you know what? Just keep her a defender. Just make her even tankier. Okay, no, maybe not. But I think her getting an altar eventually would be sick, all right? Oh, also, her beach skin that was shown in the CN server that's coming to us, you know, soon. Buddy, you know I'm getting that. You know I'm getting that. I don't care if I have to climb Mount Everest for this shit. I'm getting this skin, whether I like it or not, all right? Anyways, guys, that was my top 10 favorite units currently. Remember, this list most definitely will probably change. There's more units on the horizon. There's plenty of units that I haven't used yet. You know, this list will change. But I want to thank you guys all for watching. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe. Join the Discord. We actually have a great time over there. And let me know who your top 10 favorite units are. And peace out.